Fam, how is everybody on this great Friday? Looking forward to a great weekend. All right, um, let's hit it. This will be a quick one. Gotta get ready to go to a concert, so gonna run through this really quick. Today was an awesome day if you were a DR trader. Um, let's go range wise. So we went, I think we're at 20, 18 points. Let me see, 50 to 72, no, 22 points. All right, so we're at 22 points on the range. So that was excellent. Now you could have, one thing to notice here, right, if I'm being aggressive, which I wasn't this morning, but if you're being aggressive, notice how we have another nice bullish fair value gap right there. And then, we had price that went up into above the IDR, which is on that same line. Well, let me back up. Hold on, let's back up. Let me do this right. Okay, one thing I want you to notice is we took out the sell side, that weekly sell side, that big red line. We took that out very early on throughout the session, right? We took that out, way before DR even started forming. And so what's interesting about that is if I get rid of that, so remember that line, right? 43, 68, 50, but we had taken it out, so it doesn't really matter anymore. We don't need it anymore. That was the same line that the IDR formed on, so that's why we couldn't see IDR a second ago. So anyway, so back to reality. All right, so since we took out that weekly sell side, which was a heavy, remember that's a very important level. My bias for the day was we're going to have a potential reversal. Now it took us a while to get there. We still had a lot of down movement before we started to turn it around, but same time we actually end up having a positive day on the ES. So all right, so let's go through it real quick. Now, like I said before, if I was saying, if you were being aggressive, you could have actually taken a trade here on this, on that DR. I mean that fair value gap, the bullish one. All right, because again we went above it, we came back into it, and then again that's just a nice reversal off of that. Put an order in on high, and then boom, there you go. Okay, because the reason why I say you could do that also is because we had already went above the IDR. We closed above IDR, right? And that's always a precursor to that move to the upside to close above the DR, right? And confirm officially. So when you have that closure, again, that's one of those bias things where you can say, you know what, I'm likely going to be moving up, so I can take this trade here. Again, I always take mine on the top of that bullish fair value gap. You could put a stop loss down here below it. You can put on that 0.5 fib there, so you kind of limit your exposure that way. All right, but again, that's being aggressive. We didn't really have to be aggressive today. We could have just done the standard DR model. All right, so once we confirm, and I'll be honest, I missed this trade. I literally was messing with my machine, and I literally did not see it. So that's somebody call it out, say, oh look, yep, we confirmed, we retraced, and boom, there's your trade, right? All right, so you guys see that? So once we retrace that red candle, let's make this a little bit bigger. Let's do it that way. Okay, that's so better. All right, so once we retrace on this red candle, order placed on that DR high, and there's your, again, at least 5 points there. Pretty easy, okay? Pretty easy one. So now what happened next, of course, is we came back down into it, went down below DR, and actually went down below IDR, all right? So my first trade was right there, right on that IDR high. And then this was a pretty easy one, as you can imagine. So went to like, it was 69 up to like, what is this? I think I had like 7 or 8 points on that one, because one of the things I did do, I didn't put a full 10-point stop. I had a 5-point stop originally, as I normally do. I wanted to move it up, but what I saw was we had that midnight open right there. And remember, we always talk about midnight as being a very strong resistance or support. In this case, since we're coming up into it, I figured it would be a resistance. So I actually put my take profit right on that line for midnight. So 69 to 84, right, was kind of the trade. Okay, so very easy there. Now, if I had gotten up, like, try to make a 10-pointer up to like 89, yeah, it wouldn't have worked out for me, right? But again, understanding how price action works, understanding how some of these things affect price action, and where you have what I call like really true support resistance lines. Like the weekly sell side normally gets a reversal, right? Going up to that midnight open, that's an opportunity for it to turn around again. So, all right, so that's the first trade I took. Could have been the second or third trade of the day. A lot of scalping going on today for me. Now, the next opportunity we have, you see how we came down, right? So nothing here officially. We came back up to midnight, tested it again, right? And did still same thing. We can't really get above it, stay above it, all right? And so price comes all the way back down. So we have the pretty much the same trade we just took, right? Price get in contracts at your IDR high and just let it ride up. This one got close to midnight. You could have got out there, or you could have just been a little more patient and got right back up to midnight again. It's up to you on how you want to do that one. All right. So again, this was not a difficult day if you were doing a DR trade. Now the one that I did not take, which again toward the end of the day I kind of get a little skittish about this because I had a really good day. I had close out or pass an eval on another Apex funded account, so I didn't want to mess with that too much. But the other thing that had to happen, we got here right around after 3, and again after 3 on Friday, OPEX date, all that good stuff. We actually did not come back down into DR that time, right? We didn't make that move. We stopped right above it, and then had this huge move where we finally went back above midnight. Also went back above a daily buy side. So we took the buy side. Remember, we took sell side out in the morning, right? And what we normally expect is once we take out sell side, we should be looking at taking out buy side, right? That's the opposite. The other thing that was right there as well, and just turn that on, is there was a new week opening gap there, right? So right above it, right around 43.88, I was like, are we going to get there today, right? But that's when we were still fighting with this, right? So we just kept fighting with that midnight open. Every time we got to it, we just rejected off of it, okay? So every time we did that, so this time we finally busted above it and took out that new week opening gap, and also took out daily buy side. Then came back down and played around here again, right? But I wasn't in any of that. But again, a lot of movement there as well, right? You could have taken, if you were aggressive and you got close, you could have said, let me get in and just jump and take that up. I pretty much figured it would take out the new week opening gap. Once we started doing this again, I said, okay, it's kind of go up there and get it. And also, like I said, there was that buy side was sitting up there, and I'm like, we took out sell side early this morning, and we've been kind of playing around all day trying to get back up there. So I wouldn't take it up there. So that's what we ended up doing. All right. So hopefully this was helpful. I'm going to keep this short. Gotta go get dressed and put on my my 50 years of hip hop shirt that I bought myself. All right. So that's where I'm going to that concert tonight. Hang out with Dougie Fresh and Slick Rick and KRS-One and somebody else. But anyway, it's gonna be fun. Me and the wife and my oldest daughter, who is a old school hip hop head. She's only 22. We're gonna have a good time. All right, guys. Appreciate everything. Love on your loved ones. You never know, you won't be able to do it again. So take advantage of the opportunities. All right. Well, y'all guys have a great weekend. Sunday I'll be back on looking at what happens on the Asian, and we'll see what we get. All right, you guys be good. Take care.